Hi, I'm going to do a backpack review for you today. This is a Herschel Little America backpack. This is my personal one. It's been modified. I've had someone who's quite talented with a sewing machine, needle and thread, do some modifications for me. It'll still be a fairly accurate representation of what you get when you buy the bag off the shelf, apart from a couple of very obvious things which will be apparent when I step back. It's a 24 litre backpack. It's made of polyester and nylon, so it's not a canvas one. It's all synthetic materials, but I purchased it because of its look and because of its capacity and because of its comfort. So let's get into it, and I'll step back and I'll do a bit of a whip around, and you'll be able to see the changes I've made to it and get a general idea of the backpack itself. Okay, so as you can see, has the two shoulder straps. It does not have a waist belt. This one is a quite bright orange in colour backpack. It's quite fully stocked at the moment. It's got a very rough sort of 5Cs hiking type of loadout in it, just more for demonstration purposes. And I find it very comfortable, even though it's fairly well outfitted right now. Now, the most obvious modification I've made to it is on each side. So on this side, you've got an axe loop and then a second sort of axe, just a steadier, just to keep it from swinging around too much. And I've just had them made out of sort of nylon webbing. Sewed them onto the side of the bag, tried to match the colour of the straps. And then on the other side there, I've added an external drink bottle holder as well, which holds a 40 ounce clean canteen, which I've had custom done to my clean canteen. It won't fit any other size of drink bottle, just the 40 ounce round clean canteen or Nalgene type bottles. The straps here, quite well padded. I've added a couple of little things to it. So I've put a few nylon patches across there, just for hooking stuff into. Got an empty carabiner there. I used to have one of those little thermometers there, but it broke. There's one of those junky camping store ones. There's a little card here I thought was quite cool from the Best Made company. And then I've got another thing there with a carabiner. You could put like a little, hang a little torch off there or something. Or what I often do is even though the clean canteen I think is quite sturdy, I'll often put a bit of paracord from that carabiner to the lid of the clean canteen. And just so I know if this thing does fail, because it is homemade and it is slightly experimental, I'll know that my drink bottle won't be a couple of 100 miles behind me once I've walked a fair bit and next go for a drink it's gone. Cool, I'm going to sit down now and we'll go through the bag and I'll show you. It's quite a simple design. I'll go through again a couple of other changes that have been made to it and just show you what roughly fits into it. So stick with me, thanks. Alright, so here's the pack. I got this for $50 Australian, which was a really, really good buy. I got it because I guess this colour wasn't popular. The eBay store that I got it from had the rest of the range exactly the same for $90, except this one was reduced. As you can see, it's sort of an orange, very bright orange, but the material is the same obviously. Kind of a canvassy, but obviously not canvas material. I found it to be fairly waterproof. I spray a Kubra's hat waterproofing spray on this every probably 6 months or so, and the rain really does kind of beat off the top of it. Elsewhere on the outside of the bag you'll notice there's a couple of leather straps that go down. Now when I bought this bag I was under the impression that I'd be cinching these straps, however, and I was a little bit dismayed to notice that they are just magnetic and they're sort of just they're just very much aesthetic. Like there's no need to adjust. In fact, you can't adjust them or anything like that. There's a little bit of give if you pull them down, and you could pull these down and use the next magnetic toggle down, but you just wouldn't. There's no point. And the magnetic toggles, whilst they hold them fairly tightly, they a bit of stress, and if you pull upwards, they'll still come off. So a little bit bummed at that, but this certainly isn't a dedicated thrashing outdoors bag. I don't think it's more than likely something that's just a nice sort of uni student's carry, but I've somewhat modified it to be a bit more heavy duty. Speaking of which, we'll look at some other features on the outside. This is my axe holding system with my small forest axe in it. It does protrude down the bottom of the bag, but that's fine because I'll be standing up and it'll just go next to my body. I'm pretty happy with the integrity of these two loops. I've got one here, and this one here takes a fair bit of weight, but it's been there a year and a half now and it's had no signs of giving off fraying, so quite happy it's going to hold my axe in there. Just up here, that little black divot there, that's there's a hole going through that. It is waterproofed somewhat. There's a hole going through that into the inside of the bag where an iPod or iPhone pouch used to hang. That's obviously gone now because I'll show you the modifications I've made to the inside of the bag as well. On the back here, these are the straps. My shoulders sit right up here, so you can't really generally see this patch at all until the bag is sitting down, but it's the Be Optimistic Best Made Company patch. I got a few of them for a few dollars, so came with the Ace of Spades or Ace of whatever, Ace of Bolts or whatever badge that is. You can see a few straps I've got going across with some carabiners that I do hang things like torches, or I think I said some paracord off of, and I find that works quite well. Now on the other side is my clean canteen holder, so that is one loop elasticized there, and then a second elasticized loop there, and then a third bit that goes under there. I've never had the bottle fall out on me, although I wouldn't want to test it too hard. I wouldn't want to take this, say, mountain biking, and where this is, I'm bumping around on a mountain bike track. It's as I said, I do tie, as a safety measure, some paracord from this to the carabiner, just in case. And then there's a simple hand tool at the top as well. The bottom of the bag is just the same material again. It's not any thicker, but it's held up really, really well. It's very strong, very good quality material. So as for the outside of the bag, the only real negative I found was those straps. Just a bit disappointed they weren't proper leather. They are proper leather, but just not proper leather cinched down straps, which I would have preferred. Two pockets in the whole bag. It's a very simple bag. The outside pocket here, just for small stuff, which I keep for this purpose. I've got my super tall Leatherman, and I've got my little fire kit in it as well, which fits in just right. So a little waterproof fire kit. This bag does have a certain level of waterproofing, I would say. It's all the zippers are protected. So that's a zip open pouch as well there. So you've got a zipper, and then you've got this covering the top, protecting it from rain. And the main compartment here, large compartment there, which keeps all the rain out, covers it from all sides. And then when you open that up, you've got a degree of cinching with this toggle that leaves just a small hole there. And this is probably the main change I've made to the bag, which you're looking at right now. Now before, when I first got the bag, there is this pattern of material. It's a very thin nylon sort of, very thin, just fabric-y type lining. It's quite a loud, colourful. I was happy enough with the design, but knowing I would be throwing things like folding saws and knives into it, I decided to have that all taken out and replaced with this rather attractive, I believe, flannel cotton. So it's a real heavy cotton flannel type material. And it's very thick, it's double layered, and it goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag. So the bag inside here, it used to have an iPad pocket in the back. I had that taken out because I had no intention of keeping an iPad or a laptop in the back of this bag. Interestingly enough, you can get these from the Apple store, and they sell them on the strength of it being like a good student's bag for its sleeve. But as I said, I've had that taken out. So I'll get into what I pack in this bag now, I suppose. I'll set it back a bit so you can sort of see it a little bit better. Maybe I'll put it on my knee. There we go. Right, so I've got what's basically your kind of 5Cs camping setup in here, or day hike survival setup. Just for demonstration purposes really, but I thought may as well try and cover. So I've got this is quite a good quality Roman sleeping bag. This is 0 degrees Celsius, very, very light, very compact. Like this is very, very small. You can get a liner in it as well to get it down to -20, which I do have, but it's in Australia. I think the coldest I've ever been at camping has probably been -7, and even that was fine with this in my swag and a wool blanket. So sleeping bag at any rate. I'll try not to do too many reviews as I go. GSI canteen cup for the clean canteen. Very cool little canteen cup. Got a lid for the GSI cup. This is from like a kids play kitchen set, which was quite fortunately made of proper stainless steel. So whilst you wouldn't want to use it as a little frying pan or anything, because it's probably not food grade, it sits very well just on top of my canteen cup. So I keep that loose, and that goes wherever the canteen cup goes. Got my little emergency kit of sewing items, and I've got an S-binder there as well. I've been through that enough times, I feel like I go through that every second video. Got a bottle of stove gas. Got a reasonably comprehensive first aid kit. Got a hank of paracord, green stuff I like, it's nice and visible, don't fall over it in the night. Roll of duct tape, Gorilla tape, good stuff. Got my K-bar knife, fork and spoon. These are quite cool, they'll break apart. So you can have, it's a hobo knife I think they call it. So it's got a spoon, it's got a fork as well. And the knife's actually it's a fairly decent 420 HC little knife as well, very very sharp as well. I've cut through a few paper plates at campsites by accident with that, so quite a sharp little knife. Nice and fully flat ground, so they know what grind to do on these food prep knives, which is good. So I've got a couple of cutting tools there. I've got some cordage. I should be going through these 5C, shouldn't I? Not really, I'm not Dave Canterbury. Anyway, so fork, knife, spoon, my paracord, my cordage, my cover, all that sort of good stuff. A little stove. This is just a mini, this is a Kavia Titan titanium cooking stove, backpacking stove, very very light, very high quality, from my dad. And then at the bottom I've got my high gear thumb protector, just a little comfy seat for when you're out in the wilds. Let's take out this. My vaccine, I reckon. Yeah, I need vaccine. Oh, and one more other thing, got a poncho in there as well. So if you look inside the bag now, I have to get my little torch out. So my lining goes all the way to the bottom, and it really is quite robust. It's I've had all manner of things chucked in here with very little regard for the bag's safety. I think the camera just dimmed that. Sorry if that didn't turn out, but as I was trying to explain, this new lining goes all the way to the bottom, and it's very very stout, and it's put up with a lot of wear and tear already. And any faults really that happen to it are really just my own fault for not getting it stitched properly enough. So there you go. So the Herschel Little America is a very versatile little bag. It's obviously it's very very cool for a student's bag. Obviously it's very good for just a standard. We use this just kind of for our family backpack as well, and I'm not walking with it and stuff. Obviously don't carry the axe on it and the drink bottle, but just for putting all the kids stuff in when we go somewhere. So it's a good bag for that purpose as well. But I think with my modifications, and you know what, even without them, it's still a robust enough bag to take on at least a day walk and perhaps even an overnight. So the Herschel Supply Company, Little America, comes highly recommended. If only they'd use proper leather straps. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.